Yo, what is going on, guys? It is your boy AAron2420 bringing you guys our next Wi-Fi battle. This time we are fighting in the UU tier for once, and we're up against my boy FlameHorizon. You can check him out, link in the description below to his channel and Twitter. So basically, we decided to fight in UU because I have a really fun Veil Barbarical team that Ben gave me the idea to build. He didn't help me build it at all because Ben's lazy as fuck, but I made this pretty fire team. Now, sadly, Barbarical kind of flops this match, but that's purely because of personal failure instead of failure on Barbarical's end. But you'll see that in the match. My opponent does bring a Scizor, Primarina, so already two of the most standard mons in UU, with a Latios to top it off and a Mega Aerodactyl. And he brings Entei. His set wasn't standard, but I mean the mon's pretty common at least. It's not standard though. And then a Moongus as well. So he's got a pretty solid UU team, some nice Firewater Grass Core. Mega Aerodactyl's easily like one of the best Megas now that Mega Swampert's gone. So yeah, especially though since Rain's gone, I figured that Veil team would be perfect. So I lead off with Nidoqueen though. I figured that regardless, I am guaranteed to lead off with Rock, well, to get Rocks up or get off a Sludge Wave had he led off with Primarina. So I get off my, actually I think I go for, yeah, I go for Stealth Rocks here, just want to make sure. So I go for Stealth Rocks. There's nothing really that Scizor could have done. I figured that it was pretty guaranteed Rocks on my end, and he actually withdraws his Scizor. My guess is he didn't want to take an Earth Power, which I believe is what I go for. I could be wrong. Yeah, I went for Earth Power. I was gonna say I have Ice Beam, and I didn't remember if I led with that and just try to predict, but I went for Earth Power, trying to hit what was in front of me, and sadly he predicted that. So he kills me off with Draco. I figured that's fine. I didn't want to switch anything out of Draco because had he went for Psyshock instead, then Ninetales would have taken a lot. But because I'm hoping on him being choiced, I go into a low in Ninetales here. And even then, Psyshock I don't think kills me one shot because of the fact that I'm not just offensive. I have max HP in this. Well, actually I have 248, but still. So here though, I do proceed to go for the Aurora Veil as a great player would do. And then I kind of choke here a little bit. I believe I decided to go for Hypnosis on the Scizor. Why I did that when Bullet Punch could kill me off, I don't know. I'm pretty sure in my mind I was thinking I just wanted to sack this, get a free switch or whatever I want to set up with. But it was really stupid because one, he does not go for Bullet Punch, and two, he dodges the Hypnosis, and he gets his Defog off. So I would have had the free switch that I wanted, and he cleared my Aurora Veil and my Stealth Rocks. So I'm already in a really tough situation because he can Bullet Punch here, guarantee kill me off, and I have no Veil for the rest of the game. And I don't want that. I need to keep this thing around. It's sort of the win con on my team. Even though it doesn't do much itself, it helps with my team insanely. So I proceed here and go into my Sharpshooter. It's a mon that I have that by far takes the hit the best. So he goes for a Bullet Punch, and as you can see here, he does some really nice damage. I can tell here he's not really offensive, but he still has, I think he might still have some offense in this, but I'm not too sure. It didn't seem like he was very offensive because I don't have much bulk and the Veil is not up. Though in the match at first I thought it was, and then I checked and realized it wasn't, and that's when I realized he's probably more defensive. And especially here though, when I go for Spirit Shackle, I can tell he's probably physically defensive. Because one, he preserved this Scizor versus the Nidoqueen, which means he probably wouldn't have taken an Earth Power too well. And even if he did, it probably would have 2-hit KO'd at the very least. And he also has Toxic on his set, which makes me certain he's defensive Scizor. Which was really weird to me because he also has an Amoonguss, which could have done defensively everything that Scizor would be doing in this match. But I didn't question it. To be fair though, this thing is at least trapped in versus me, so we aren't exactly in a bad matchup, but it's in a matchup where we're not really going to leave with Sharpshooter too well afterwards. So I believe here I decide that I'm going to just go for Sword Stance and then go for Sucker Punch, because regardless, he can't kill me off with another Bullet Punch. I should just live, and especially the fact that he goes for Roost here is really nice for us as well. And I believe a +2 Sucker Punch would have killed it. I know it would have killed at that range. I don't think it kills at this range. So, kind of make a risky play here and decide to just go for the Sucker Punch instead of preserving this thing, even though it's one of my best mons offensively to handle Primarina. And as you see here, we would have actually just missed out on the kill had we gotten the same roll. But I believe it was a roll slightly out of our favor to kill, but it was still a roll nonetheless. I think it was... pretty sure when I calculated it was like a 30% chance to kill at this range, but as it was a very out of favor roll. So I do bring in Jolt 33, our Lucario here, and I go for the Aura Sphere. I think that's the best way to take this thing out. And that was, even without the crit, there was still about a 60% chance that would have killed regardless. I calculated out after the match. The crit guaranteed it, but there's still a chance that without it I could have still killed. I do go for flash cannon here because I don't want to switch in anything on Primarina. It's a very deadly mod to switch in on just recklessly. So he goes for Hydro Pump here. I avoid the attack, thankfully, because my Lucario is very well trained and his Primarina is not. And I go for another flash cannon. I figured I'm just trying to sack this thing. I hope he'd realize that. And again, I believe we dodged yet another Hydro Pump here, which was really surprising to me that we dodged 2 in a row. Oh, no. He kills us with this one. I remember. That's when I bring in my next mon to finish it off. So he does kill us off. I go into NJMP, our low and Ninetales, and my thought here is I can either get up a Veil or I can go for the Freeze Dry. And I believe I just went for the Freeze Dry trying to kill this thing because I didn't really want to risk him. I didn't want to risk him being alive, nor did I want to risk him defog my oh wait, he got rid of his defogger, so it was really stupid to preserve that. But in my mind I was thinking Latios could have been his defogger, but then I'm just remembering now that Scizor was his defogger, so that was really stupid, thinking that I should try and have preserved Veil for that reason. But on the bright side though, I did get some chip on the Entei, though I should have went for the Veil like I did this turn at least. So this turn I did get my Veil up. I don't know why I didn't get it up last turn, but I mean I guess it kind of makes sense though, because thinking about it now, had I went the Veil last turn, I would have had one less turn of Veil now, and I guess preserving that, I said that horribly. Preserving Veil as long as I can for the incoming mons on my team was the right idea. But I don't know. It was really stupid of my mind to have done it for the reason of could have been defogged away. But luckily though, I do get a Hypnosis off on this Entei at least, so I can kind of start to backtrack on my mistakes I made earlier in the match, trying to preserve Hail in case of a defog. So we do still have our Ninetales alive, which is very good. I believe that I just switch into Barbaracle here. Yep, I got Handsome Barbaracle in here. And I figured my main thing here is I figured I can get a Shell Smash off on this Entei. He goes into Primarina. I'm really stupid, and I forget that Primarina gets an Energy Ball here, so I go for a Shell Smash on it. And even with Veil, it actually does a lot. Obviously, you know, Specs Primarina is a nuke. It's one of the best things, especially I think it is the best thing, especially offensively in UU right now. But even with the Veil up, we still are killed because essentially it's as if in my mind, I forgot this thing an Energy Ball, and because of the Spit F drop and the fact that he specs, it equals out to as if this was just a neutral hit from a non-boosted Primarina Energy Ball. And I should have known the 4 times effective move from a Primarina of all things would have killed a mon that has almost no Spit F regardless. So I'm sort of my last hope. I'm banking on him being specs right here because I can get off a Swords Dance and try and kill this thing off and potentially reverse sweep him. So I go for the Swords Dance here. Luckily he is not specs because if he would, well, luckily he is specs because had he not been specs and just went for Moonblast, that could have been game because that would have definitely put me in a low enough range to the point where the rest of his team could have revenged me off, so just Entei. But as you can see here, we actually forgot to Mega Evolve last turn, so I just Mega Evolved this turn instead. And I proceed to go for the knockoff because I figured that if he switch, it's fine. I outspeed this thing regardless, so there's no reason to go for Sucker Punch on a mon that I'm going to outspeed anyway. So Primarina is now down. He doesn't have too many mons left on his team. He has a Moongus left who I can again just knock off. Knockoff should O-Coat. And even if it didn't, in my mind, I figured it would definitely 2-hit KO, and he can't exactly like spore me or anything. So I'm pretty safe to just go for this knockoff. And then from here, I can just knock off or Sucker Punch or whatever comes in. The Entei, I was worried about E-Speed, but at the same time, I figured that 1, he's asleep, and 2, Sucker Punch wouldn't have helped me there anyway. So as you can see here, I just go for the knockoff. And because he has Z-move, it was a small chance to live. I think we calculated it when we calculated it said that it practically did not matter, but there was still a small chance that it could have mattered. I forget the exact calc, but I know it was definitely more in my favor. Though I do remember it being a point in the match that could have mattered. At least my opponent thought it could have. Regardless, though, I go for the Sucker Punch here. It definitely OHKOs. I figured unless he was like max defense, impish nature or some shit, that this would OHKO. So we have successfully reverse swept this team, as there's no way Latios is living a +2 Sucker Punch from a Mega Absol. And if it did, then it would have to be Colbert Berry, and 2 probably need to be like max defense or some shit. But regardless, though, we do end up managing to win 2-0 in UU against FlameHorizon. So shoutouts to him. Very close match. I should have probably lost at a couple points. But luckily, I did manage to end up bringing it back. in my favor. I'm not too sure if the hacks matter, besides maybe against Lucario. That might have mattered, but I don't really think it would have. It was too early in the match to really assume anything anyway. And I probably would have preserved Decidueye better had Perimeter been at higher health. But anyway, that's just hindsight, though. If you guys enjoyed, leave a like down below. Check out Flame. Really good battler. He's in a few leagues as well that I'm going to be in, such as NPCC. Spoilers, I'm going to be in NPCC once that starts up. We're doing draft right now. I'll make a bigger announcement on that later. But yeah, make sure to check out Flame, though. Otherwise, I'll see you guys later. Peace out.